Good morning and welcome to my channel. My name is Azzy and we are here today to do another Am I the Jerk segment. So if you don't know what Am I the Jerk is, it is basically the same thing as Am I the A-hole, but with my own little twist because my children really want to be able to voice their opinions about some of the stories that we hear. I say some because some are not children appropriate, clearly, otherwise they wouldn't be on Reddit. But they want to chime in and do their own little twist on it. So I have made it a little bit more kid friendly so that way there's not a whole lot of cursing um, or inappropriate language around my children. My name is Azzy. If you are new here, welcome. Please, if you like this segment, like this video, like, share, subscribe. It really helps the channel out. It helps us get out there. And it's free. And who doesn't like free stuff? I know I love free stuff. But let's jump into it since I'm currently sitting out of my school, waiting for it to open to get to my first class. This story title is Am I the Jerk for Refusing to Have Smex with My Drunk Girlfriend? First impressions, no, you're not. You're not the jerk. You were looking out for her um, by not taking advantage of her, and that is a commendable, honestly. Um, Not very many people. I know my ex, if I was drunk, he would take advantage of it. That's part of the reason why I don't drink anymore. But again, another video, another story, another time. Let's jump into this story. My girlfriend, 28 female, and I, 29 male, recently started dating. We've been together for about 5 weeks and things have been going pretty well. We've had smecks a couple of times, but only when we were both sober. We haven't really discussed any specific boundaries or rules around drunk smecks. Last night, we went to a party with some friends. My girlfriend got very drunk while I stayed sober since I was the designated driver. Way to be responsible. I love it. I've known so many of my own family members who are not that responsible and have gotten their licenses taken away after multiple DUIs, and it's not good. So it's completely responsible and 100% mature of you both to be having that talk about boundaries in the bedroom and whether or not drunk bedroom play is appropriate for your relationship. You guys know you guys are compatible with each other sober. So I think it does need to be talked about because what if she gets so drunk she doesn't remember and she wakes up naked and accuses you of something that, previously was okay. She's going to feel a certain type of way and then you're going to feel a certain type of way and it's going to be the ruin of your relationship. So I'm glad that you guys are talking about this because I feel like not very many young couples do, and it needs to be talked about more, to be honest. After the party, I drove her back to her place to make sure she got home safely. When we got there, she was very insistent on having smecks. She was clearly drunk, slurring her words, and stumbling a bit. I am very proud of you for taking her home and making sure she got home safely. Drunk driving is never the option, so please don't do it. And the fact that you recognized that she was drunk and was very insistent on doing what she wanted to do in the bedroom, but you recognize that she was drunk. See, that is awesome. That is amazing. My ex, he wouldn't have hesitated, but that's why we're exes. I told her no, partly because I was tired and also because I felt uncomfortable with the idea of having sex with her while she was in that state. I didn't want to take advantage of her when she was intoxicated and potentially unable to fully consent. I even offered to stay over to make sure she was okay, but she got really upset and kicked me out of her place. She's upset because she wants you to see her as being sexy all the time, but you are allowed to say no. Just because you're a guy doesn't mean you have to walk around standing at attention and ready to do it whatever she wants. You are allowed to say no because of whatever reason. You don't need a reason. Just you can just say no. I don't understand why when girls say no, it's no. It's the law. But when guys say no, we you end up on places like Reddit trying to figure out if you're a jerk because you said no. No is no for everyone. This morning, she sent me a series of angry texts saying she felt humiliated and disrespected. She said she knew what she wanted and thought and that I shouldn't have made decisions for her. She told me that she wants to give our relationship another chance, but I need to respect her wishes and not make assumptions about what she wants even when she's drunk. I feel like she would have felt more disrespected, used, dirty, if you would have had some bedroom play and she woke up in the morning and she was naked and didn't have any memory of it. She would have felt even more disrespected. And regardless of that, you are allowed to say no. There's no rule saying that if a girl wants it, you have to do it. No. No means no. I said no, and you can be mad if you want to, but I said no. And I meant no. She has no right to be angry with you because you said no, regardless if it was because you didn't want to take advantage or regardless of what your reason were. It says in here you were tired. That's a good enough reason all the time. It's a good enough reason for girls. Why can't it be a good enough reason for guys? Ridiculous. She has no right to be angry. I feel like she's more of the jerk than you are at this point. Now I'm feeling really conflicted. One hand, I didn't want to do anything that could be considered taking advantage of her. And on the other hand, she's really upset and feels like I disrespected her autonomy. Am I the jerk for refusing to have sex with her when she was drunk, even though she said she wanted it? No, no, you're not the jerk. Regardless of if she wanted it or not, you said no and you made it clear you didn't want it. You wanted to make sure she felt respected, safe, and could wake up in the morning and whether she remembered it or not, you wanted to make sure that she was okay. I know, me personally, I've woken up at parties naked and in people's beds and felt disgusted with myself because I had no memory. So I couldn't say, yes, I wanted it. No, I didn't. I had no memory of it, which probably automatically says I didn't want it according to the law. But who was I supposed to accuse? For all I knew, I threw up on myself and then washed my clothes. I don't know. But at the same time, you didn't want her to feel that way. You didn't want her to wake up in the morning and hate herself because she couldn't remember what happened or thinking that you took advantage of the situation and made her feel uncomfortable being around you, the new boyfriend. She needs to grow up, in my opinion. No, you are not the asshole. Sorry. No, you are not the jerk. Got passionate there and it slipped. I apologize. You are not the jerk. She's being the jerk. You are allowed to say no for any reason. And she can agree with it or not. That's her problem. But she cannot shame you into thinking that you are not allowed to say no. There's a big truck delivering bread. And I apologize if you can hear that engine. But that is the end. Like, share, subscribe, comment, get the video out there. It helps the channel get us out there to see more people so that way more people can take joy of listening to some of these ridiculous stories that are obviously no's and some that are obviously yeses. I try to click on any of these titles that catch my interest so that way I can do a blind react for this channel on these stories. So my first impressions, my first reactions, my first thoughts are what you guys get to see in each and every one of these stories. And of course, I don't leave these stories to my children when they do um, chime in. However, so far the schedule that I have is very busy. I work and then I come to school 1 day a week and I'm here super early because that's when the cheap lifts are, or Uber. That's when the cheap ones are. The earlier I get here, the cheaper it is. So I'm sitting out here waiting for them to open every Tuesday. So they have not gotten to participate in these stories yet, but I'm hoping that will change here soon. But like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know. Do you think this guy is a jerk because he said no and his girlfriend got mad? All because she wanted to have some fun in the bedroom while she was drunk and he felt uncomfortable with it because he didn't want to take advantage of her. I've already said no.